Logan Paul's career has taken a solid hit. Even as the king of comebacks, he might not be able to make another comeback, and it's gonna affect KSI more than anyone. It all began in the end of August last year. When he uploaded this episode on his podcast, it was nothing much, until the time came to talk about Andrew Tate.
The shit that Andrew Tate is saying will have a ripple effect much more dangerous than you can imagine. His narrative is truly hateful, and it is dangerous.
He didn't realize that the controversies were just beginning. He posted the episode and thought nothing of it until the comments started racking in. You could tell Logan Paul didn't genuinely hate Andrew Tate, but had this opinion to make others think he wasn't a bad guy. Everyone was supporting Andrew Tate in Logan Paul's own comment section, but things were gonna keep getting worse. Many controversies came in. Many comments mentioned Logan Paul's past, how it was worse than anything Andrew Tate had done. But keyword, past. Logan wasn't in any major controversy for over a year now, so Logan was still on top. But then a few months had passed and nothing much had happened. But this was only the start. Logan Paul posted this episode on his podcast, where Bobby Lee made fun of George Yanko a lot.
A lot of my avenues blow up, so I'm very blessed, but I didn't know. So
it's like that's, you know.
Which at one point caused George to storm off of the podcast.
George has been under a tremendous amount of abuse.
No. If you don't know, George was one of Logan's best friends and also the third host on his podcast. From this episode, Logan didn't get any hate, but he did get hate from what happened afterwards. In the next podcast, you could tell Logan and George's friendship had taken a massive hit. George was not seeming too comfortable with Logan. Another month had passed and Logan would get in his first major controversy in over a year. He had made some remarks about God and religion.
You have to be very careful when you mock, when you become playful with people's religion.
I disagree. I think it's a silly practice to engage in, and I think it deserves satire.
I think you're so giant with your words, you really don't know what you step on when you say things.
If I say something, I've said it intentionally.
One that really hurt me is you told me I need a therapist because I believe in Jesus.
And again, he was trying to get love from the media, but forgot to realize that your audience is what matters the most. His entire comment section was flooded with how Logan was in the wrong and many things like that. And since he made fun of God, God wasn't too happy.
The following 3 weeks have been the hardest period of my fucking life. Buddy, God kicked me in the dick as hard as he fucking could.
Right after him making these outrageous remarks, CoffeeZilla posted his 3-part series on Crypto Zoo, which was Logan Paul's biggest scam, making fans lose over $3 million. And right after, the story about Logan Paul abandoning his pet pig had gotten out. Both of these topics blew up, making Logan Paul the most hated man on the internet for the second time. He then said this on Twitter, making him even more hated than he originally was. Logan had to respond, and boy did he respond. Instead of admitting that he was in the wrong, Logan said he was in the right and CoffeeZilla was in the wrong for exposing him. Weird to say the least. The video has since been deleted, and then he said he would give the money back to the people at Crypto Zoo. The controversy had ended. Nothing big happened for a while until just over a month ago when CoffeeZilla posted this, showing Logan didn't repay them back yet, and now things have gotten far, far worse. Logan fell into his 4th major controversy after he had released this podcast. You could tell in this podcast that Logan genuinely didn't care as much about Jake's success as Jake cared about his.
He said I would get kicked out if I brought a Prime bottle.
Yeah, get over it. Like, and meanwhile,
come on, I'm your brother building a business.
Oh yeah, you're my brother building a business. You love to play both sides, bro. What do you care more about, going to my event or having a Prime bottle in your hand?
I'm trying to build a multi-billion-dollar business, and your team, who I see every single day,
at whose event?
An issue with it.
At whose event?
Your event.
Exactly, my event.
I'm your brother.
Yeah, exactly. So respect what's going on at my event.
You could tell Logan was kind of jealous of Jake being known as a better boxer between the Paul brothers, and even started an argument with Jake about this topic.
I think I'm better than you, and I think Nate chose you for a reason.
But what have you done to prove that you're better than me?
I don't know. Went toe-to-toe 8 rounds with the greatest boxer of all time.
You think because you lost a fight to Floyd Mayweather that you're better than me?
I'm tired of not being picked because you're an easier fight.
And the worst thing about this entire situation is that Logan Paul kept choosing KSI over his own brother, which even Jake said really hurts him.
About that, because when KSI's running his mouth to you, I'm like, why is Logan not punching him in the face?
Business, I guess, is business. You know, they asked Logan, like, oh, who would you pick in the fight? And Logan's like, oh, I don't know, that would be tough for me. He plays both sides, definitely, and it does get annoying. But
a few days passed and Dylan Dennis started to post explicit pictures of Logan's now fiancée. This got real personal with Logan. He didn't post about this topic or say anything about it until the press conference. You could tell Dylan Dennis was ready, coming up with an insane comeback every time Logan said something.
Is this like an edible cake?
Just like his wife.
We will be cutting it up and passing it around to anyone.
Just like his fiance.
You don't gotta take that shit out on me because my brother hooked up with your ex.
At least I got rid of this slut. You're marrying one.
My superstar whose apartment costs more than your entire net worth.
Leonardo DiCaprio paid for it.
Where's Coach McGregor and why won't he take my bet?
He'll be here and he'll smack
Why
the shit out
won't he take my $1 million bet?
Why won't you pay back to people from Crypto Zoo?
I'm working on it.
But this wasn't the only controversy Logan would get into during that night. The really famous YouTuber named Jid Dion came to troll Logan a bit, but Logan took it too far, calling Jid Dion two-faced and also calling him corny. Now I think what Dylan Dennis is doing is wrong, and he shouldn't be doing such things. But then again, he is the reason I will buy the pay-per-view to see this fight. That was pretty much it. See ya.